My first book went live on July 19, 2016, and designing and writing this book cost me a little longer than 7 months. After my first book, I made plans to create 3 more books. I now knew how to assemble the book's content, design the book and write the book. So again, I wrote and designed my first book in around 7 months, and my goal was to write and publish the following 3 books in 3 months. These days were pretty tough because I still had my 9-to-5 job 4 days a week. My alarm went off at 5 AM each day, so I had time to write my book before going to my 9-to-5. At lunchtime I ate my lunch and kept writing my book. And when I came home, I did the same. February, March and April of 2017, I wrote and designed and published 3 new books. In the first year, with only 1 book in 2016, I made a little more than $1,800. In my second year with 3 new books, I made a little more than $24,000. Now fast forward to last month, October 2020, I generated $32,460 in 1 single month selling my 4 self-published puppy training books. And check out this video where I'll go in depth on last month's earnings. So what's the secret to writing and publishing 3 books in 3 months? Why do some people spend years writing a book, whereas I wrote and published 1 book per month for 3 months? Well, looking at it in hindsight, I see 6 reasons why I was able to write and design 1 book per month, so 3 books in 3 months. Well, the first thing I can say is that my books are relatively thin, as you can see. My books have around 15,000 to 18,000 words each, whereas some books have more than 100,000 words. As a reference, the first book in the Harry Potter series has around 80,000 words. The 5th book in the series, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, has more than 250,000 words. And my books don't have that many words because I created books on specific topics. Also, I like not to beat around the bush. Many books include so many unnecessary information you don't need. My books don't have that, in my opinion. They tell you what you need to know and nothing more and nothing less. My first book, for instance, is all about potty training your puppy. My second book is all about crate training your puppy. And my third book about puppy biting. And my last book, my 4th book, is all about how to teach your puppy to be home alone. I could have chosen to create just 1 book with all these topics, but I decided to go with 4 separate books. So why 4 books instead of 1? Well, for starters, I just wanted to publish my first book fast. I didn't want to work on something for over a year or so before finishing it. And the second reason is that I knew for a fact that there are lots of people who don't experience all the issues described in all my books. So some people only want to know more about potty training a puppy and don't want to read about puppy biting, for instance. Having just 1 book will force them to buy a book with lots of information they don't use. I remember back in college that I hated it to buy a book for a lot of money to only reading 1 or 2 chapters about it. If only I would have been able to buy these chapters alone, I would have done that. But sadly, that's not possible in most cases. Nowadays, many people buy only 1 of my books, 2 or 3 of my books instead of all 4. This alone tells me that I did the right thing to separate my books. Furthermore, on a financial note, having 4 books is way more lucrative than only 1 book. The price of 1 paperback book is €21.95. And when you multiply that number times 4, you will have €87.80. If I only had 1 book, I probably couldn't have priced that single one at €87.80. Now with 4 books I can, which generates me way more revenue and profit. Another thing is that I can now do discounts, giveaways and other fun things to promote my books. For example, when one buy 1 of my paperback books, they need to pay for shipping as well. And when they buy all 4 books, they receive a discount because they won't have to pay for shipping. And furthermore, I offer little presents when one buys all 4 books together. Like little free checklists, free videos, discounts on dog insurance and so forth. When you only have 1 product, there's no way to cross-sell because you only have that 1 product. Amazon also does this when you visit their book product pages. They offer you some package deal and you will receive a little discount when you buy multiple books simultaneously. All in all, I don't regret creating 4 books instead of just 1. So the second reason I was able to write and publish 3 books this fast is that I started with an ebook. I didn't start with a paperback. And the beauty of an ebook is that everyone can publish an ebook and sell it online. If you want, you can write a small ebook within 1 day. export it as a PDF and sell it online. Furthermore, you can tweak the content of the ebook whenever you like. I hired a college student to design my ebooks because I'm not a designer myself. And for my second, third and fourth book, we used the same design as the design we created for the first ebook. The only difference was that we used different colors. Using the same design saves so much time since we only needed to copy-paste the text of the Word document into the InDesign software. And the third reason I made this happen this fast is that I didn't hire an editor. I just reread the book I wrote myself and I published it. Yeah, of course there were some grammar errors and what have you, but I launched it anyway. And I'm not sure who said it, but the quote goes something like this: "If you aren't embarrassed by the first publication you launched too late." And it's not that the book sucked or anything, but I knew the design could be a little better and the content wasn't 100% flawless. But you must understand that I didn't know whether or not people would buy my book. This book was my first product creation ever. And in the first year with only one book, with this book in 2016, the ebook version, I made a little bit more than $1,800. The fourth reason, and maybe one of the most important ones, I hired and interviewed experts and used their answers to write my books. As you may or may not know, I'm no dog expert myself. I started my puppy blog because I had the interest to make money online with a blog. And the next logical step was to interview people who studied dog behavior or animal medicine. And for my first book, I questioned 24 dog behavior experts. I asked every one of them 67 open-ended questions related to house training subjects. And I used the online survey tool called SurveyMonkey for this. I combined all their answers to these open-ended questions into clear chapters and content. The fifth reason I was able to write and publish my books quickly is my determination. I committed myself to write and publish these ebooks while still having a 9-to-5 job 4 days a week. I tried getting out of bed at 5 AM each day to write and promote the books. I even recorded a custom alarm for my phone where I played a pre-record message to motivate me to get me out of bed. I told myself that I needed to get up because I wanted to be full-time self-employed instead of working for someone else. I told myself that I wanted to have the freedom in time and money to do whatever I want, and to reach this goal I needed to get out of bed and start working. And most of the time this alarm helped me to get out of bed early in the morning. I also switched between my motivational speech as an alarm to an alarm where I asked my grandma to tell me to get out of bed. Hearing the voice of someone you care about definitely can give you that little push you need to get out of bed early in the morning. The sixth reason and last reason is that I made a plan and stuck to the plan. My guess was that my second, third and fourth book would have a similar number of words as my first book. So I planned to write around 900 to 1000 words per day to finish the book's content within 20 days. After that I sent the Word document to the designer to design the ebook. The only difference between all the ebooks were the colors. All the design elements were pretty much the same. So that's pretty much it, how I was able to write and publish 3 books in 3 months. And as told in the beginning of the video, last month, October 2020, I generated $32,460 in one single month, selling my 4 self-published puppy training books. Check out this video where I'll go in depth on last month's earnings. And if you want to know how I got started with this puppy blog and my books, check out this video where I'll go in depth about that. So, do you have a plan as well? Would you like to write a book, or are you planning to do something else that requires planning and determination? Let me know in the comments below this video. Maybe I can give you some pointers. And since I only have a handful of subscribers, you will have my full attention. So I'm planning to publish 2 videos each week on this YouTube channel, on Monday and Thursday. And I do have some exciting videos coming your way, at least I find them interesting. And hopefully you do too. To give you a sneak peek behind the curtains, I plan to create a video about the books I read last month and why I'm reading these books. And one of the books was about financial independence and another one about blockchain and Bitcoin. I'm also planning to make a video about the esports market, since this market is blowing up in revenue numbers in the last few years. Many video topics like these are coming to the YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe. And furthermore, when doing some research, I saw lots of people asking questions like, how does Facebook make money? Or how does WhatsApp make money? Or how does Google make money from Gmail? I will create videos to answer these questions because because, for starters, these things are just lovely little facts to share at a birthday party. And additionally, you may find 1 or 2 takeaways you can use in your own business. And lastly, please click the like button if you find this video of any value before you go. If you didn't find any value in this video, then please let me know as well, as I would like to know whether or not I'm doing a good job here. So that's all I got to say for today. Stay hydrated, stay healthy, and good luck with your journey to earning that daily bread for you and your family. Thanks for watching my video, brother, and I'll see you next time. Robin, out.